This is the easiest way to play Game Pass and remote play from your Xbox onto your Steam Deck. So the Steam Deck and OLED, of course, are just amazing pieces of hardware, and I love them. But I do have an Xbox Series X, and I've got Game Pass, and sometimes I want to play them on my Steam Deck. And I was like, oh man, how do I do this? I've been playing cloud gaming Xbox Game Pass onto my Steam Deck for ages now, since the LCD, but I never set up remote play because you have to use something called Greenlight, and you have to go into desktop, download the app, and basically sort all that out, link it to, you know, add it as a Steam game and all that kind of stuff. Basically what I did here with Microsoft Edge for Xbox Game Pass cloud streaming. This is a Linux-based system, not Windows, so we can't just download the games onto the system as if you had like a ROG Ally, but you can stream them. So with Xbox Game Pass streaming, what you've got to do is essentially go into desktop mode, download Microsoft Edge, add that as a game, change some lines of code in the console and in the properties of the actual app in Steam, essentially, and then you have to pull down the logos and all that rubbish. Now, it's not difficult. It really isn't difficult, but there is a bit of faffery going on there. And I was like, oh, I really want to do remote play as well, because there's games that I've got that aren't on Game Pass that I want to keep playing, like Alan Wake 2. I'm really far into that now and I'm loving it, but sometimes I just want to like lay on the sofa and play it instead. And yes, you can download Greenlight and set that up for remote play. It's easy-ish, it's not difficult, but if you're an absolute noob at this kind of stuff, it's a little bit daunting. But what if I told you there was one app that you can just buy on Steam that then does all of this for you and you don't have to do anything? And that is Xbox Play, XBPlay. So if you search on Steam and check that out, this is not a sponsored video, I just found this and bought it myself. It costs £5 here in the UK. I think it's what, probably about $5 in America. It's really not very much, but it just removes all the faff for you. Some people online were complaining once they bought it, it wasn't showing up on their Steam Deck. So what I actually did was bought it on the PC and then right-clicked and then added to favorites. And then when I actually opened up my Steam Deck, oh look, it's there. I just had to download it. And once you load it up for the first time, it will then show on your homepage like this, just here. Now it's a pretty simple app. All you have to do is launch the app, but you will have to sign in. Obviously what I did, instead of putting my password in, was request one-time password, and then I just put the code in and said, remember me, and done. And now every time I open the app, it just logs me in. But when you get to the main sort of body of this app, you've got a bunch of stuff. So at the top, it will say remote play, and that is for remote playing your Xbox, whether that's the Series X or S, you can remote play. Then underneath, it says cloud play, and obviously that's for your Game Pass games. And then you've got gamepad only, touch layout builder, login. Now for the first time you will have to click login at the bottom, but I ticked the box that says auto login and I never need to do that again. But you will get a load of green text on the right saying if everything's okay, essentially. So initially, troubleshooting wise, when I first opened this up, I could not get remote play to work. Cloud play worked perfectly, but remote play just would not load. It just kept saying, no, can't find the Xbox. And I was like, oh, what? My Xbox is saying that it's all set up for remote play and everything's tickety-boo, but it's not actually like finding it. So digging around on Reddit, I actually saw from the actual Xbox Play people, they said to hard restart your Xbox. So what I did on the Series X was held the power button down for 10 seconds, let go, and then turn it back on. I then closed the app on the Steam Deck, reopened it, and then it connected. And it's amazing. Now, obviously, it's only going to be amazing if you've got a stable internet connection. Ours is a little bit hit or miss. Sometimes I've been playing on this and it's been absolutely fine. Other times it's been a little bit jittery, but we do have a mesh like network in this building and it's not the greatest. Like for some reason the Steam Deck OLED just doesn't play well with mesh like nodes, but that's all going to change soon because I am, spoiler alert, I will be moving studios soon, and yeah, I'm going to have a Wi-Fi 6E set up there rather than the jank that we've got here. So I'll probably test this again in the future, but this has been really good regardless of my janky internet setup. I've really liked the fact that remote play was so easy. I didn't have to mess around with Greenlight or anything like that. But when you're actually in a game, which is really cool, you get like a tutorial window pop up, and I just skipped that, yeah, whatever. But you can basically get on-screen touch controls as if you were playing it on like a tablet. I've gone into the settings and hidden these. settings. So in the bottom right for me, there's like a little window on the touchscreen, and if you touch that, it opens up a menu system. So I've got settings, clarity boost, which we'll talk about in a sec, game mods, enable mic, so you can actually like use this for voice chat, touch layouts, community builds, quit, press guide, or refresh video. Now I've not messed around with all of this. I've only been using this for like a couple of hours maybe, and I'm really enjoying it so far. But settings wise, you can go into settings and you can use the D-pad and the face buttons as well for this, but you've got the display so you can like stretch it or whatever, because this is a 720p stream essentially, so you're going to get black bars at the top and bottom. Doesn't bother me on the OLED because it's deep black, so you can't even tell anyway, but you can stretch it if you want. I prefer not to, but you can go to display, you can go to video and zoom in and all that stuff. You can change contrast and brightness and all that. You can change audio, you can go to advanced. There's so much stuff going on here. I've really not even like deep dived into all this, but clarity boost is where it's at. Now, sharpeners, I've enabled the high pass filter and gone to, well, I've just messed around with it. I'm currently sat at 0.8, but you know, you can do what you want. You can try the other ones as well. You've got contrast, adaptive sharpening, you've got unsharpened mask as well, but I've found with that high pass filter, it has made it look a little bit clearer, and this is just awesome. There's so many settings you can do, and the game controller, like, you know, layout and everything just works perfectly as if you're using an Xbox controller. I'm really enjoying this app for like £5. For me, it's a must buy because it just gets over and around all that rubbish having to download Edge and do all the tinkering and changing the code, and the same with Greenlight. If you've already done all that, this is pointless. Don't even bother. But this is a really handy way for lazy people like me to get remote play. That's the thing I'm mostly after on this app, is because I've already set up Game Pass. But you know, if you've got none done, well then this does both for you, and it does it all for you. It's just an app. Download, log in, you're done. And that's it. That's what I think about Xbox Play, and hopefully you've learned something today. Are you using this yourself, or are you using the manual route? Let me know down in the comments. And whilst you're down there, like this video and subscribe. Check out our podcast where we talk about all things gaming, and check out another video thing down here from me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Bye.